Good day, collective. I'm going to do my last read here at the Priory in Dongara, and I just want to get some of these last messages because then I'm going to have to get a movie on. So first up we've got rituals. So wishing, fallacy. It's a fallacy, some sort of something false. Rituals. Somebody's not forgiven someone. Sex is in reverse. And robbery is in reverse. Someone wasn't able to steal somebody's sex. Now yesterday the reading was is it the matron, the head, is it what they call the head nun, the matron? Or the matriarch anyway. Yeah, she was able to stop something that was a false marriage. Yeah, a false marriage. So that's like, you know, a couple, basically. So let's see what comes out on there. The tarot. So it's only going to be short. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Priory. Releasing the energies here. So last night, the matron was with me, and I did embodied her, and I felt her, and I was out here in the middle of the night, walking around on this veranda. You know, like I was seeing the kids standing around, and you know, like in the break times or whatever, and the kids standing around the veranda, and the matron walking up and down the verandas and the halls, like, and the way she was standing, like, let's see if I can do it. Hang on. She's like walking around. She hold her hands like this. Right. Let me move this. Just say something. It's just like walking around down here. No. That's. So she's very she's I really like her, you know what I mean? But there's kind of like a sadness to her, but she was like a really, really good mentor for the young women, and a protector, and you know, like she taught a lot of the young women how to defend themselves, like from predators. She was really open. Well, not really, because you know how their rules are. Like they're really firm and keep their boundaries up. But she gave really good advice to the young women in that. Like she could see when there was things going wrong. You know what I mean? And how they should conduct themselves, things like that. And that she was a really, really good mentor for those women. Anyway, and I was in the classroom, because all the rooms here are the classrooms, and I was in the classroom, and I was doing the whole, I could see where the desk was, and there was a blackboard on the wall. They're not there now, obviously, but this is what I was seeing. And she's walking up, and I was embodying her, right? So I'm walking around the desk, and she would either have her hands in front like that, sometimes like that. Or at the back. Like that. And she'd just stroll between the aisles, the aisles of the desks and the children, and stand at the back for a little while, you know, as they're doing their work. She would walk around. It was pretty amazing. I was doing that in the middle of the night, walking around this building. So, and she was short, like me. She was only a small woman, but very, very upright, fine. And it was because she had experienced some things that taught her these lessons, you know what I mean? Before she became a nun. She was a bit different than others. So we've got rituals here with a fallacy, forgiveness, sex in reverse, and robbery in reverse. So let's see what comes out. So she is a protector. So somebody was not protected at some stage. This may have been her. Got a ritual as a fallacy. So somebody might have been falsely presenting something as a ritual to give somebody, a young woman, an offer. Young girl. Ritual and fallacy. Clarify the spirit. Ritual and fallacy. It's the King of Swords in reverse. He's in reverse. He's no integrity. He's cold. Doesn't care about much. Apart from themselves. No burden. Why is that there? And we have the church, the official, is not holding back something. Not holding back something. We've got forgiveness in reverse. Somebody's not forgiven. About presenting a false ritual. This false ritual is to do with, sexual energy, robbing sexual energy from children or from the young women. Not holding back. Not caring. Forgiveness in reverse. So somebody didn't forgive. Judgment. Under judgment. Victory here. It's a release. This judgment here is coming with a release here. We've got a release happening. It's going to bring freedom. Somebody didn't forgive somebody for something and say they were stuck. They didn't make a decision. They couldn't see forward. They couldn't move on. This is not moving on. But there's a victory here now. There's a release. They're not holding back. This is the Hierophant. This Hierophant here is our High Priestess that I was talking about. The nun. She's the head matriarch. We've got sex in reverse. This is a sex in reverse. This is a celibacy. King of Swords, Queen of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords. Integrity, celibacy. She cut everything out. And she was defensive with the children she looked after. She had integrity. So the robbery failed. There was a robbery which was supposed to happen. This King of Swords over here. But there was no burden because this matriarch didn't hold back the judgment. She called judgment. And stop herself. Stop her sabotage. Sexual assault, sexual robbery, sexual energy, false marriage with this masculine energy. So there was a threatening energy here, but they failed with their wand because of the matriarch here. Ace of Wands. It's cut off a solid offer for herself. So she had an offer, she cut off. So before this. Between the church and this person. The clarify this King of Swords in reverse, please. So yeah, defenses. Seven of Wands. So that's her guard up. Work. She's getting to work. So this is this. Yeah, she's not messing around with anyone, especially a devil. There's intentions were to corrupt. High Priestess. This is a corrupted High Priestess. This person's intention was to corrupt. No, she couldn't be corrupted. There was regret here. Ooh. Oh, so she. celibacy, and it was heartbreaking. This is also giving me because we've got an emperor here in reverse as well, who I feel is this King of Swords in reverse, defending work. Actually, what I'm getting here is this is the past for this person, and this past heartbreak. Worked on this person's boundaries, and I feel they did get their way with this person, but then there was this regret because this person left them single. It was like they took the love and then left them, and then she was in regret, and that's why she was so defensive of the young women and so good at it, because she had her guard up and worked hard at protecting young women from that same fate, just been taken advantage of and then left. Yeah. So she wanted to defend their purity and not have the same burdens. Because he just flew away over there. He flew away over there. So, put him back in there. Doesn't deserve to be out here. So this is why she was so passionate about, protecting the young women. And then become the High Priestess, the Hierophant, which became the Hierophant. That's even better. Regret and heartbreak. So she's a defender of these nuns. And these young women. Clarify that false. False ritual. False marriage, because false marriage came out before we had the false ritual. So the false ritual is the false marriage. This is like offering a cup, not really. It's just, for the sex rituals. So she defended them. experiencing these missed opportunities and heartbreak. At the same time, she missed opportunities to marry because of that. Because in those days, they shunned, they messed around or got pregnant or anything when they were single. So for a man to take a young woman's virtue, it destroys their life. Puts a bad juju over their the rest of their lives, because especially in those days, people were shunned. It was the women shunned, never the men, for being the promiscuous one when they're just wanting love and attention. So she worked very hard on protecting these young people and protecting their virtues. She was unapologetic for Pinnacles in reverse. Yeah, so that they didn't get left out in the cold. She's leaving this men out in the cold. She called judgment on the King of Pentacles. It's a victory. What a shame, look. Called judgment and the Six of Wands on this King of Pentacles. Untempered. Like I said, she was unapologetic. She had a victory over this person. She may not have been. I'm not sure about this. Untempered. What was untempered? The messages. Landed over here on the Devil in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. No messages of no sunshine. When he's gone, that's the. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. Doom, doom, doom. Ain't no sunshine when he's away. Doom, doom, doom. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. And he's always gone too long. Every time he goes away. Yeah. So the message is the sunshine gone, and that is being left out in the cold. Taking what they want and then leaving them out in the cold. A Knight of Swords in reverse. Not coming back, right? And then that leaving somebody out in the cold in their emotions. It's just taking what they want. It's been nice out here this morning. Not sit out here. I feel that she spent a lot of time actually walking around, not supervising anyone, watching and contemplating, looking out at the landscape. It's beautiful. And a lot of the time she was daydreaming herself. And I found her she was looking at herself in the mirror, just briefly. So I had that thought of what if want you to just get on with it and see that you have to be taking care of the young people. Yeah, she was sad. I'm feeling the emotion, but a lot of things are different. Untempered King of Pentacles. Unforgiven. So she didn't forgive somebody who did this to her. I left her out in the cold. With no closure. Just hanging. Not knowing. But I took her on a wheel of fortune to this place. Looking after these children, see? Yeah, she kind of sorts this Ace of Wands, like, so she cut this one off. Cut that off. It was a hard call though. There was an offer, and she was conflicted about the offer. Queen of Swords. She didn't see the person as a star. Freedom. Ace of Wands. King of Cups. And the King of Wands. Could have been conflict between the two. Two energies, two men. She didn't see any stars though. She didn't see I'm not too sure whether this is two energies in one person or whether this is actually, I think this is definitely two people. She was single. She's a nun. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. But she wasn't there for the money. She had her moral value. That's why she was there, to do with, because of her moral value. She chose to be single out of these two choices. One was overly emotional. other one was all about passion. This one was all about emotional passion. There's conflict between the two. She chose herself. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Tower. So this offer brought a tower. Conflict. This offers. Tower and conflict. Yeah, so, you know, like that battle between, you know, love and lust, passion, emotion, Five of Wands, virtue. This is battling virtue and celibacy. Fighting off offers. I mean, when you're a woman, you know what it's like, right? When there's people always trying to push themselves onto you, you know? I know I had it all the time I was growing up. It was always a battle between, you know, emotion, passion, and virtue. So that's why she decided to not be broken over. And it brought the Wheel of Fortune to this place. There she is. This is here. Offering the children stability. So God brought this pentacle. This big offer. This house. The school. No more lusty options. Overindulgence. What did I say? Lusty options. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And so she taught this. Oh, lusty options. Like, you know, offers. From young men. So that was her goal, was to protect other young women from losing their virtue to deviance men. And just, you know, love them and leave them sort of shit. And this was a rich man here for her. It was a rich man who just loved her and left her. So she was there to protect the other children. So that's her story. I want to find out what her name is. Haven't got any history or anything lying around or anything. Another part of the building, but it's all closed because they're working on the place, right? Everything's closed. They don't seem to. Yeah, well, maybe they're going to get to that bit of history. I'd like to know what her name was. I'll have to research. There must be something. Historical Society. I know where the Art Society is. That's in another historical building down the road. Where is it? Is it Monday? And I think I seen a notice there about something to do with other stores. See if I could contact them for that. They'd have something on it. I didn't find anything on there, but I didn't have very much time to do it. So let's pick these up. So this. That action there was taken by someone with no integrity towards her. She never forgave. It was like it was presented here as a false ritual, which is interesting. False ritual, sex ritual. That's gross, right? Taking advantage. But they weren't able to because we've got sex and robbery in reverse. So they couldn't. I think initially somebody did really hurt matriarch, but she was able to stop these rituals happening for her children here, or those that were under her care. She taught them how to be proper and not fall for those desires, because I mean, we all know it, right? Like as hormones start coming in, young women have, all sorts of romantic ideas, falling in love and all that sort of stuff. And, a lot of men just take advantage of that. They still do that. And then that attitude again, treat them mean, keep them clean. No. This person only happened once, and she'd learned a lesson. But it must have been a real bad heartbreak, because she dedicated her whole life to looking after others, not to go through that. That's virtuous on its own, right? Very noble. She was very noble. Unselfish. Hard, but she didn't mess around. Let's just close out with Well, I do recommend, and once they get all their work done around here, this place is a great place to visit if anybody wants to invest. Investment is in reverse. What's that? No, it's a proposal. Someone might propose to invest in something here. People that own a pub in town and this as well. I think they want to businesses to work together, coincide. What else do you need to do? This is yes, Fall into the stars. What will be, will be. Somebody's watching. I might want to grab it. is in reverse. Ooh. The devil is in reverse, and so is sodomy. Thank God. Oh my God. But we know that is part of what they use for mind control, right? This was stopped. Corruption. See? Stopped. Corruption. Devil. Corruption. Sodomy. That is what causes MK Ultra control. Is those false rituals, sex rituals, to keep people bound and corrupted. To corrupt. This woman here made sure that didn't happen to her. What she was looking after. That was her passion. Was to stop that. She knew about it. Anything else? Financial gain. That people were doing that for financial gain. Night whispers. The night whispers were in reverse. There was a contract. Abundance is in reverse. Financial gain, contract, and abundance in reverse. Herself in a position. She got herself in this position. And she financially gained, not necessarily for herself, but for the covered, the church, the Dominican church. And she had a contract. Trigger abundance in reverse. Loyalty. Triggered. She river in reverse, storm, car, no apology, utilities. Someone was an actor and performer. Actor and performer. Utilities. Oh, there's a baby. Actor, mental health. The acting mother, like the acting performer for the babies, bringing utilities. Baby. So we might have pretended, I don't know how this is relevant. But that could have been like the, you know, like the initial somebody pretended they wanted a baby. They brought utilities for a baby. So they were like the acting parent, I guess, for mental health. People's mental health, babies, children. Anyway, collective, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna hit the road again. I don't actually know where I'm going, but I think there might be like a campsite where the river mouth somewhere. I know there's a caravan. I'll just camp out. So yeah, I'm all refreshed and showered and good, ready to get going again. It's gonna be hot again. I got a message last night that something's going down today. I don't know what it is. But I guess we'll find out as the day goes on. I'm going to go and have some breakfast. And I'm going to hit the road. See if I can pinpoint where I'm going to be. I'll probably be just, in the bush somewhere. But yeah, like, they must have got those fires out. There's no more smoke, but it was really windy yesterday. I don't know how they could have. It did calm down at the end of the day. I didn't see the news on what happened, but it's all clear this morning. So maybe when it calmed down, they got the fires out or under control. Maybe the wind's blowing a different direction. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here and I'll see you again in the next raid. Bye. Have a lovely day.